Now let's analyze the IPv6 address notation. If you follow certain rules, you can shorten the address. The first one says that the groups of zeros can be replaced by a single zero. Two addresses listed below are functional counterparts. However, the second record is still quite long. The second rule says that if an address contains several groups of zeros in a row, you can replace them with a double colon, as below. According to the third rule, leading zeros can be omitted. Therefore, the address shown above can finally be written as shown below. The first 64 bits are still the network address, and the rest is the host address. The notation presented above only makes it easier for the user to analyze the addresses. Increasing the IP address pool required to change the structure of protocol headers. A very flexible solution has been adopted. After the first header, additional IPv6 headers may appear. This means that we can expand the structure of the protocol quite freely. IPv6 addresses are widely used, but not all administrators are familiar with them. Therefore, let's discuss IPv6 address types. The address ::1 is the address of the local computer, also called the loopback address. It's the counterpart of the address 127.x.y.z of the IPv4 protocol. There is one more difference between the addresses of the two versions of the protocol. If a host supports IPv6, it will have more than one address on each network adapter or network card. When it comes to IPv4, usually, one network adapter has one address only. We have to mention other IPv6 types so that it will become clear why there is one address of each type. The multicast address is another one. This type is used for broadcast. Broadcast addresses are also supported by IPv4. They prevent sending same data multiple times. Thanks to these addresses, the data is sent once to all these hosts. There are also local Unicast addresses. Each active IPv6 host is a local Unicast address. It corresponds to the 169.254.x.y address of the IPv4. It was the address assigned by the IPv protocol. If a computer's DHCP client connects to a network that has no active DHCP server, it has to have an IPv4 assigned nevertheless. Otherwise, some things wouldn't work. The computer must generate the address by itself. This is called automatic private addressing. The address will be selected from the 169.254.x.x address pool. This is a non-routable IP address. Any computer that uses an address from this pool will be able to communicate only with hosts from the same network. Then there are unique local addresses. These are the IPv6 counterparts of the private addresses of the fourth version. Those were addresses such as 192.168.x.y. They are non-routable in the internet, but in general they can be routed. The last type of addresses is global addresses, which is the equivalent of public addresses in IPv4. Examples of all the types of IPv6 addresses are presented in the table below. Unlike IPv4, IPv6 can be configured automatically and dynamically. Also, the new version of the protocol is to provide a higher level of security. We have seen that enabling the IP protocol doesn't automatically improve security. The creators of IP version 6 have made the same mistakes as their predecessors. They assume that the protocol will only be used for its designed purpose. They did not take into account that someone may impersonate a router in order to inject false routes to a local network. Routers play an important role in IP version 6 addressing. IP version 6 routers are responsible for assigning globally unique addresses within a network. The scheme for generating IP version 6 addresses is based on the MAC address. With regards to most computer systems, the same network card will always give you the same IP version 6 host address. The network address will change depending on which network you run your computer on. It is a convenient but a dangerous solution. It infringes on your privacy. It gives web server administrators the opportunity to identify the computer which you use to connect to the server on the basis of IP version 6 log entries. From Windows 7 onward, Microsoft started to deliberately ignore the standard. The standard is that IP version 6 addresses are to be generated on the basis of MAC addresses. Microsoft operating systems generate them randomly. Each time you start your computer, it will have a different pseudo-random host address.